Did you know a trusted family doctor murdered over 200 of his patients, and nobody suspected a thing for decades? Harold Shipman was the kind of doctor every community wanted, gentle bedside manner, always available for house calls. Patients loved him. For 24 years, he made routine visits to elderly patients in their homes. He'd check their pulse, ask about their pain, then prepare a syringe. "This will help," he'd say, injecting them with a lethal dose of diamorphine. Within minutes, they were dead. Shipman would calmly pack his medical bag, then fill out a death certificate. Natural causes: heart failure, old age. He targeted the lonely ones first, elderly women living alone, people whose deaths wouldn't raise questions. But then he got careless. He started killing patients with family nearby, healthy people who'd called him for minor complaints. In 1998, another doctor noticed something strange. Shipman's patients were dying at 15 times the normal rate. When police finally investigated, they found the horrifying truth. The man people trusted most had been systematically murdering them in their own homes. He'd killed at least 218 people, maybe more. Did you know a baker in Alaska turned hunting humans into his hobby for 12 years? Robert Hansen seemed like the perfect neighbor in Anchorage. He owned a successful bakery, had a wife and kids, and loved to hunt. But Hansen had a twisted secret. He was kidnapping women and flying them to the Alaskan wilderness in his small plane. Once there, he would release them into the frozen landscape. Then he would hunt them like animals. Hansen used a rifle and a bow, treating these women like prey in his sick game. He did this for over a decade, from 1971 to 1983. The remote Alaskan wilderness became his personal hunting ground. When police finally caught him, they found something chilling in his home: a detailed map with small crosses marking locations across the wilderness. Each cross marked where he buried a victim. Hansen had been keeping score. 17 women died in his twisted game of survival horror. The mild-mannered baker had turned the vast Alaskan wilderness into his private killing field. Some bodies were never recovered from those marked locations. Did you know one Finnish farmer killed over 500 Soviet soldiers in just 100 days? His name was Simo Häyhä. December 1939, the Soviet Union invaded Finland with over 1 million troops. Finland had 300,000. Simo was a quiet dairy farmer who knew every tree, every rock, every shadow in the frozen forests of his homeland. When the Soviets came, he picked up his rifle and disappeared into the snow. The temperature dropped to 40 below zero. Most soldiers couldn't even hold their weapons steady. Simo used only iron sights. No scope, no advanced equipment, just patience and precision. He would lie motionless for hours, snow covering his body like a burial shroud. Then one shot, one kill. The Soviets started calling him the White Death. They sent counter snipers to hunt him down. He killed them all. They called in artillery strikes on empty forests, just hoping to hit one man. Entire units refused to advance through areas where he might be hiding. One farmer had become a ghost that haunted an entire army. The deadliest sniper in history was a man who just wanted to protect his home. Did you know a wave of molasses once killed 21 people in Boston? January 15th, 1919, a normal Wednesday afternoon in the North End. Then a 50-foot steel tank holding 2 million gallons of molasses exploded without warning. The burst sent a 25-foot wall of syrup racing through the streets at 35 miles per hour. It sounds almost funny until you realize what molasses does when it cools. It hardens like concrete. People tried to run, but the thick brown wave was faster. It knocked down buildings, crushed trucks, and swallowed everything in its path. Maria DeStasio was walking home when the wave hit. She was found days later, completely encased in hardened syrup. Horses screamed as they sank deeper, unable to escape the sticky trap closing around their legs. Rescue workers used saws and axes to cut people free, but for many it was too late. The molasses had cooled and solidified, turning victims into statues. Some say on hot summer days in Boston, you can still smell molasses in the North End, a sweet reminder of the day sugar became a weapon. Did you know a single ball of plutonium killed 2 scientists by glowing blue? The Demon Core was supposed to be the 3rd atomic bomb dropped on Japan, but the war ended before it could be used. So it sat in a lab at Los Alamos waiting. On August 21st, 1945, physicist Harry Daghlian was working alone with the core. He was stacking tungsten bricks around it to see how close he could get to a chain reaction. One brick slipped from his hand. It fell onto the plutonium sphere. The room filled with blue light. The core had gone critical. critical. Daghlian knocked the brick away with his bare hand, but it was too late. He died 25 days later, his body destroyed by radiation. 9 months later, physicist Louis Slotin was showing the core to colleagues. He was holding two half spheres around it, separated by just a screwdriver. The screwdriver slipped. Blue light flooded the room again. Slotin died 9 days later. The demon core had claimed its second victim. Some said it seemed to have a taste for scientists.